I'm the Gary Parnell. I'm based in Dublin, in Ireland, that looks after the SAP Startup Program within EMEA. So I deal with all the recruitment side of things of SAP startups. So we have around about 1,600 startups which are on the program itself. It's been born about 2.5 years ago, so it's quite new to SAP. As you know, SAP has been around 41 years. So within the SAP spectrum, it's been born 2.5 years ago. So we have 15 to 1,600 startups which run the program globally. So it's a global front. Out of that 1,600, we have about 140 being validated on the platform called HANA. So within 2.5 years, we started with 100 startups. It's grown extremely well within 2.5 years to have 1,600 startups. So these kind of events, it's great for us to show and tell what the startup program is about. Yeah, good question, and that's obviously one thing that the startups obviously look for us to answer. So number one, we look upon their technology. So this is not about SAP, this is more about the startups at these kind of events. So we try to educate them about why we do the program, and more to the front is that what do we give to the startups? And what I mean by that is that we give the technology basis. We give the HANA licenses, development licenses, free of charge for the first 12 months. We give, I should say, resources within SAP. We have 70,000 employees, but we have a great deal of SAP HANA teams that can be used within the startups. As well as that, we have a strategy for their market enablement. So a lot of startups have the idea, which is great, and they have the visibility and the vision, but sometimes they don't have the markets. So we have 250,000 customers worldwide. So we look upon that as a tap in for the startups as well. Quite an easy, a way to do it. So I deal with all the recruitment. So really, it's like a conversation with me to make sure that this is there again, a win-win situation. But number two, these kind of events, for me to send me an email. That my job is to talk to startups, to tell them about the program, to tell them about the benefits. So there's many ways of conducting that, or should I say, getting in touch with me. One is by email, telephone, and these kind of events. There again, we have the SAP Startup Focus website as well, which you can obviously reach out and contact us that way. I mean, I'm always, I love coming to Istanbul. I started coming probably a year ago when we started being invited with reference to the startups. I'm really surprised, not surprised, but I'm really how professionally it's driven and the quality of startups that we get. So we have quite a few that are on the program out of that 1,600. And I must admit, the startups that we come from Turkey are great quality. They understand what they need to do, and they work with us on a day-to-day basis.